This is Tecker 901, episode 68, Online Backup. I'm Michael Plasmeier.
I'm Reed Dame.
And today we're going to talk about online backup. We talked a little bit about backup in a prior episode, and we mentioned online backup as one of the ways to do it, but today we're going to go in depth and show you two programs which you can use to back up your computer to the internet.
Alright, so the first program we're going to be looking at today is JungleDisk. This allows you to store an unlimited amount of data for only 15 cents per gigabyte. Also, no monthly subscription fee, no commitment.
Right, and it's all encrypted and we'll talk about the data centers and stuff. Both of these services encrypt your data before putting it online, so it's totally safe and secure when it's online. The advantage to using online backup as compared to like a CD or something that you burn is that it happens automatically. For instance, on my laptop, I have all my important document files are set to back up every hour. So every hour, the backup utility just quietly in the background just scans all the files, looks if anything's changed, and the few files that I have changed over the past hour, it'll make a copy of online. If nothing's changed, doesn't make a copy of anything. But the nice part is it happens all in the background whenever I'm connected to the internet. I don't have to even know that it's running. I don't really know that it's running unless I look at the tray icon in the corner. And also another advantage is if, say, something happens to your entire house, like your house burns down or something, if you have your backups on a disk, then the fire may have consumed those disks, whereas online you can access your files at any time from the computers. It's also handy because if I have a file that's actually backed up, with the JungleDisk, I don't know about with Mozy, but I actually can download the backups of any of my computers from whatever computer I'm sitting at. So if I'm sitting at a computer and I have a file that I know is backed up that has been backed up, I can actually download that backup on the computer that I'm sitting in front of. So you were mentioning JungleDisk. The pricing scheme for JungleDisk, it's $20 to buy the software, and that's a one-time fee that you pay to JungleDisk. Then you can install that software on as many computers as you like, and also you can have free upgrades to all future versions. So I was a version 1 subscriber. They made major changes in version 2, and I got that version for free. I could just upgrade for free. And then they actually use Amazon as their storage provider, Amazon's S3 storage, which is a commercial, actually like data wholesale provider. So Amazon charges wholesale rates for data storage. 15 cents per gigabyte is the storage rate, and then a few cents a month for transferring back and forth and various fees. So Amazon basically provides wholesale. Actually, other online websites will actually use Amazon S3 because it's the cheapest way to store files. So basically, JungleDisk is sort of a front end to the wholesale data interface that Amazon provides. All right, and then you have to sign up for an Amazon S3 account, and once you have that, then your Amazon or your JungleDisk will work.
This is Mozy, the second service we're looking at today. As opposed to JungleDisk, which is something that transfers it to Amazon, Mozy does it all for you. With Mozy, it looks for files that have changed on your computer, however often you set it to, once every hour or once a day. or even more if you don't use that computer very often. And then it'll upload it to their website with their program that does that for you.
Right. The two services are pretty much identical in how they work. What Reed just described, how JungleDisk is the software and then Amazon is the back end. It works together so nicely you wouldn't really notice, other than you have to pay the $20 to JungleDisk, and then later you have to sign up for an account with Amazon, and Amazon is the one that bills you month by month. Mozy does it all in one, although you don't really notice it. The real difference is their pricing scheme. With Mozy, you get 2 gigabytes free initially, and then you can get an additional, for $5 a month, you get unlimited backup of 1 computer. So you have to sort of compare the pricing schemes, which one works best for you. $20 up front, period, and then 15 cents a gigabyte for whatever you use on an unlimited number of computers, or $5 for unlimited space for 1 computer, and then it's an additional $5 for each computer.
I would say if you only have 1 computer, or 1 computer that you use a lot, Mozy would be the plan that makes sense, because you have unlimited, but it's only for 1. Whereas if you have multiple computers, or you're backing up all your family's computers, I would say JungleDisk is the plan that makes more sense.
Right, or if you're backing up a lot of music or pictures or video, then Mozy is probably a better chance so you have to look at sort of pricing and kind of price it out. JungleDisk.com has a calculator for how much you'll pay month by month. So I think the average user probably will end up paying less than $5 a month. But if you have a lot to back up, Mozy may be a better choice. But then if you have a lot of computers, JungleDisk may be a better choice. So price it out. Service basically works exactly the same as JungleDisk, more or less. It's just the pricing scheme that's different. So now we're going to show you how to set up backup with JungleDisk. So I've downloaded and installed the JungleDisk client. They have a Mac, PC, and Linux version. They also have a version that you can install on a thumb drive that works on the go, and they also have a separate product for home servers if you have a Windows home server. So basically how JungleDisk works is the first time you basically configure it. So we're going to go to configure. We're going to enter in our JungleDisk username and password, and then we're going to enter in our Amazon S3 username, or Amazon S3 API key and secret key that you'll get when you sign up for Amazon S3, and they'll guide you through that process. So once we have that, we can set up backup jobs. So we have a backup job here. We can set the schedule when we want it to back up. Basically every day, every week, manually, every 5 minutes, every 15 minutes, every hour at 7 p.m. or every Friday at 9 p.m. However you want to set it up. I probably recommend maybe setting it for every hour for documents that you use frequently. Remember, it's not going to make a copy of everything every hour. Instead, it's only going to copy what's changed in the past hour. So every hour it'll scan for stuff that changes. And that happens totally in the background, so you don't really notice it. Then you tell it what to back up. So you can add or change backup folders, a quick check to back up my documents, back up the desktop, back up my music, and then you can exclude certain things, all bunch of options. And then you have reporting options, but we're not really going to go over that. What we are going to go over is previous versions. So you can actually set it to keep previous versions of your files. For example, you can have, if you have like a Word document and then you change it, you can actually tell it to keep, for example, the last 5 versions of that particular file. So if something goes wrong with the file and you save a change and that save gets uploaded, you can actually go back in the previous version archives and go back to how the file looked at a certain date and time.
Mozy and JungleDisk are both great tools that you can use to back up your computer online, off-site, so that if something happens, then you'll have backups off an off-site location.
I've really found that offline backups is the way to go for stuff. I currently have all my computers hooked up to JungleDisk, and they back up all of their files. It's so much better than having an external hard drive which could get lost or stolen or broken, than having CDs which you have to remember to create, then copying files to a flash disk. All options we talked about in our backup episode. This is really the most convenient because once you've set it up, it basically runs and makes a copy every 5 minutes, every hour, however much you set it, automatically in the background over the internet without you having to know anything about it. So convenient. All right, I'm Michael Plasmeier.
I'm Reed Dame.
Don't forget to back up. To watch this episode again or to watch any of our prior episodes, you can visit our website, 911.tecker.net, T-E-C-K-E-R. And on the website we have our prior episodes, as well as you can view them directly on the website, or you can download them in WMV for Windows, iPod or QuickTime format for your iPod, or if you have iTunes installed, an MP3 audio-only version of the show, and a WMV HD version of the show, which you can download via BitTorrent that looks really, really clear and in pristine HD quality. And instructions for downloading via BitTorrent are also on the site. On the right-hand side, we have more information about us and about each of the members of the show, as well as quick links to all of our prior episodes and links to the RSS feeds for each of the formats that we release the show in, and links to subscribe to the show in iTunes if you have an iPod, an Apple TV, an iPhone, any Apple device. You can click on that link in either video or audio format. You can also in iTunes search for Tecker, T-E-C-K-E-R, in the iTunes store, and then you can find our podcast that you can subscribe to free. Also, if you do not have an iPod, if you have like a generic MP3 player, then you can use you can still listen to our show if on our website you subscribe to this MP3 audio version in a feed catcher, in a podcatcher like Juice. You can search for Juice on Google, download that program, and then it'll load the shows automatically onto your generic MP3 playing device. If you have any questions about the show or about technology, you can send us an email at 911@tecker.net, or you can leave us a voicemail at 610-572-2847. Thank you so much for watching Tecker 911.